The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has essentially been shuttered. As of now, it still technically exists, but the head of the agency has halted all work. And lots of people are strangely happy about that. And I think that that's because most people don't really know what the CFPB does or what it did. So I thought I'd take some time to talk to you about it. So the CFPB enforces consumer financial protection laws. It doesn't assist individuals. It works to address widespread financial violations across the system. When banks and financial institutions do bad things, the CFPB steps in and uses the laws to make the system function for everyone. Not for one person, for the entire system. And some of those laws include the Alternative Mortgage Transaction Parity Act of 1982, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, the Consumer Leasing Act of 1978, the Electronic Fund Transfer Act of 1978, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974, the Fair Credit Billing Act of 1974, the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act of 1977, the Federal Deposit Insurance Act of 1950, the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act of 2009, the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act of 1975, the Homeowners Protection Act of 1998, the Home Ownership and Equity Protection Act of 1994, the Interstate Land Sales Full Disclosure Act of 1968, the Military Lending Act of 2006, the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act of 1974, the Safe Mortgage Licensing Act of 2008, the Truth in Lending Act of 1968, and the Truth in Savings Act of 1991. And though many of these laws were passed under Democrats, many more were passed by Republicans. None of them, not one, was passed during the Biden administration. And only 2 of them were passed by President Obama. And if you want to go back more, only 2 of them were passed by President Clinton. In fact, most of these laws have been in place for more than 40 years. So why was the CFPB just created to deal with all of these old laws? To make it easier to prevent financial institutions from scamming you. One set of lawyers, one set of regulators working together instead of being required to navigate a bunch of different agencies. And with the CFPB basically shut down, now you're going to need to understand your own rights under all of these laws because there's no CFPB to work on your behalf. So this is my new series, DIY Financial Protection. We're going to go through all of these laws together, one by one, and that's because if the CFPB can't protect you anymore, you're gonna want to know how to fight for your own rights. Any questions? Ask them in the comments.